Okay, so on this lathe, sadly it didn't come with way wipers. On the tailstock, it's got way wipers on the carriage, but none on the tailstock. So I've ordered some oilers, some button oilers, and going to make some. I've ordered some felt and just going to make some aluminium brackets to hold the felt in here for the way wipers front and rear. So I'm just going to use some aluminium plate. Nothing real flash. Scribe the line, I'll go and hack it off. I've made a rough drawing, 30mm long, 20mm wide. These holes are 5mm down and 5mm in from the edges. Mounting holes, 45V with a flat on it. This flat will come into there like that. So I'm just going to go and square this up. We'll shoot for 20mm. Close enough. Yeah, it's got to make it 30mm long now. Oh, we're right on it. 30mm. Pretty wild marking out, but should be right. So we're going to cut the V in it now. It's going to have two 4mm holes. The V out, square out this bottom edge of this piece here. Square that out. And then recess the back of it for the felt to sit in. Okay, to set the angle, all I used was a parallel and lined it up on the scribe mark. And to be truthfully honest with you, if it's a little bit out, it ain't going to matter. Just like that. I'm going to put these two 4mm little holes in here now. So I've just used a pointed jigger and picked up on the crosshairs, and I know they're 20mm apart. And I just run an end mill through them the easiest way. I think that should be okay. So what I've got to do now is recess the centre portion out for the felt to lay in. So this is going to be all done by eye, by leaving like a border around it. Before I put the recess in the other side, I'm just going to face this side off just to neaten it up, make it look a bit better. look a bit better. Well, I'm going to make this pocket in now. This is all going to be by eye. I'm just going to, yeah, just do it by eye. Hope for the best. There's probably a bugger on the camera, but it's got a pocket in it anyway. That's the one we just made, and that's one I done off camera. So we've got the two for the V-ways done. Obviously they're mirrored because the V is offset a fraction to the tailstock. So one side's wider than the other. So I just had to make sure I put the pocket on the opposite side. Then I've done the first one. So that's the two of them jiggers done. So there they are. One's on the other side as well, obviously. That's how they're going to fit up. The V's not quite 100%, but it's going to be lifted up anyway. It's going to have the felt behind it, so the bracket's not going to be running on the ways. Just got to make two more now, two more square ones for this side. That's the two blocks to size for the square ones. Just got to drill the two holes and then put the pocket in. These are pretty easy, these ones. They're both decked off. I can spin them over now and put the pockets in them. Well, we've got all them done. There's the two square ones, which off camera I just put the holes in. They're 14mm centres. which I used a 5mm end mill on that instead of a 4, just to give it a bit more play. There's the 2 V-block ones. Righto, we've got to take this bottom plate off the tailstock. The alignment of this tailstock, it did come with, it's got some little, used to have 2 little stick-on things here with measurements on it. Now, when I was cleaning it and spraying it down with Mr. Sheen and stuff, it's got into the sticky stuff and they come loose. So what I've done, I've just gently scribed the line, and I'm going to glue them things back on once it's all back together. I could mount it up like that in the mill, but I don't want to scratch the shit out of it. This is probably completely the incorrect way to do this, but it works for me. So I've just tapped one hole, drilled and tapped it just to see how it was going to go, with no dramas at all. So, I went in about 12mm. It's plenty deep enough. That won't look too bad. Be nice if they were little dome bolts, but you know, it is what it is. I'll probably end up painting these black anyway to suit the way wipers that are already on the carriage, which are just rubber, black rubber ones. But that'll work. Tap that bastard. I'll tap this and bring his back. That'll look alright. Once I get the felts in there, which I hope turn up tomorrow, they better anyway. I reckon that'll do. I'll do this end now. That's them last 2 bolted on. They went on really easy, same as the other side. So all that's left now to do is wait for the oilers to turn up and put the grooves in. So what I've done, I've set a parallel in the groove. There's a square section in the bottom of the V groove here. Parallel fits in there quite, yeah, good enough. And I've indicated that in pretty much, yeah, it's pretty much spot on square. 3 parallel lines on the flat side. Then I'm going to angle this section and put the diagonal line in. So what I've got is a parallel line there, one in the centre and one at this end, with a diagonal line joining them up. I certainly reckon that's deep enough. That's 20 thou deep. I'll show you the way I set up to do these diagonal ones, these angled ones. I've got a pointer in here. Simply just ran along till I was happy with where it was all, yeah, in line with the pointer was in line with the line really. Very simple setup. Set the DRO. They're 67mm long, them slots. Well, I couldn't be happy with the way that turned out. It's good. Run over that with a flat stone now. Get off any raised burr. Righto, I'm no Dremel driver, that's for sure. But I've got two of the arcs done, just having a crack at it. I think that's, like it's definitely a lip in it. Like you can feel there's a groove. The oil will run there. These ain't the prettiest, but they's in theirs. Man, oh man. I'd rather go and drive a Volvo than do that. We got one button oiler. The others should be here today in the mail, all going well. So we can mount this one and drill a hole for the next one. I've double checked the oil and they're definitely 8mm I ordered, so I can drill it. And all I do is tap it in when it arrives. So I'm going to do the other side exactly the same. I'll bring this back when I'm doing the intersecting hole. That intersected beautifully. So I can move over now and do the one in the centre of the V here. Definitely lined up. Okay, I'll just get a stone and rub over these again, just to make sure there's no burrs on, and put the tailstock back together. But we can put one oiler in, hopefully the other one will turn up this morning. If not, I'll just have to go in when it turns up. That's it. I've got to cut some felt for these. I bought some felt. Already had to fiddle around with a couple of them. I don't have a hole, like a little hole punch small enough to do this the correct way. So, bodge it up. and they will wear in. I think that'll be alright. These can be adjusted once they're on the all back together, but I think they'll work just fine. But I can put the tailstock back together now and get it back on the lathe and then start the alignment. They're definitely wiping, which is good. Rightio, next thing to do is jam a piece of material in there and do a cut and see how far out it is and how much fiddling I got to do to get it right. Okay, I've got a 14-inch bar in here, like a 14-inch cut. I've just done just a quick tidy up. I'm running a TNGG insert, which acts a lot like high-speed steel, so very little tool pressure to influence a cut. I'm going to do another pass, take a measurement, and see where we are. Hopefully we're close. I expect it to be a couple of thou out. Okay, I've just measured this bar up over the 14 inches. I've got 4 thou fatter this end than this end. So I'm going to adjust the tailstock across a couple of thou, take another cut and see how we go. 52. Oh, you fucking joke. You can see that there. So 1 inch 52 and about 3/10. One inch 52, 3/10. We're spot on. As good as within a couple of tenths. I'm leaving that right alone. So that's a good result. I adjusted that tailstock 3 times in total. Probably didn't show them all, but yeah, I adjusted it 3 times. So that's a really good result. Pretty happy with that. One thing I do if I do a long job, I do check the tailstock every time I do a long job. 9 times out of 10 it's within a thou, but I do check it regularly. Hope you've enjoyed that video. I've thoroughly enjoyed doing it actually. I thought them little suckers would have been hard to make, but they're really easy. I thought they would have been just been fiddly, and especially the V-way ones with the angles and so on, but pretty simple. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Thanks to all the new subscribers. And next Thursday will be the draw. So if you haven't commented on on last week's video, you better hurry up, because there's over 500 entries so far. I've answered over 500 comments. So there's 500 entries in there so far. So good luck, and see you next week. Hooroo.